Hey guys, George of the Ski Monster, and today we're going to talk about the different types of footbeds that come in your boots or you could put in your boots, ranging from what comes in their stock to the various trim to fits to doing a full custom footbed. So to get started, let's talk about what comes stock in your boots. And there's not much to these guys. And you may be wondering why, but the reason for that is you can't have a footbed in here that's going to feel offensive to people. So a footbed starts to feel weird for people if the arch is too high for your foot. So it'll feel normal or fine, not offensive, if the arch height in here equal to or less than what your arch is. So in order to have a good first fit for everybody, the arches are basically flat. There's nothing to these things. There's no stability, anything. They're very simple. It's basically like a glorified piece of felt. Now, why would you switch out of a stock footbed and go to something else? Well, if you've watched any of these other videos, you've heard me talk about, what a ski boot does. And its job is really obviously to fit your foot, to fit like a glove, keep that heel secure. That's really what we want. But we need that thing to keep you in a ready position. And a stock footbed doesn't do as good of a job as that as a trim to fit or a custom footbed. Really, by switching out footbeds, we're getting more of that fits like a glove, stable, secure feel, going 360 degrees, fully encompassing the foot, not just being on the sides, top, and up the leg, on the bottom, like literally making something more stable. Now, the next step up from being in a stock footbed is going to a trim to fit. Now, the reason they're called trim to fits is we're literally basically selecting a footbed close to your size and trimming it to the exact size of this footbed. Now, what's important to do when you're selecting a trim to fit is make sure that you're getting one that makes sense with the height of your arch. You don't want to feel like your arch is being pushed up. Your arch isn't designed to support weight, kind of similar to your palm. And if you could imagine doing, push-ups on golf balls, that's what it's going to feel like if you select a footbed that has too much arch for your respective foot. So make sure that it just feels even, like it's there. Nothing should feel like it's pushing up. It shouldn't feel like there's a gap. Now, feet do measure differently. Arches can be different. Unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, you're probably not perfectly symmetrical. We measure a lot of feet here, and when we're scanning those things, it is really rare in the thousands of feet that we measure that we're even the same length and width. So the likelihood of your arches being symmetrical as well, really rare. Another point too, if you have a really flat foot or a really high arch, like Eric that works here, they're crazier than the St. Louis arches, there isn't a great trim to fit for you. Now, if you're really looking for the best fit and performance, getting a custom footbed is a no-brainer. We're truly molding a blank like this to your foot, and it is going to be specific to your foot, not symmetrical like these are. Again, your feet probably aren't symmetrical. So if you want something to feel like it's really holding and gripping your foot, keeping you stable, this is going to be the best option for you. Now, the reason why so much foot pain goes away once someone goes into a footbed, even one of these trim to fits, as opposed to being in here, is because your feet have to work a lot less hard to keep you stable. Moving away from a stock footbed into a trim to fit, and especially a custom footbed, is going to keep you in that ready, balanced position, so your feet aren't working so hard to keep you stable. And that's kind of when they feel like they're really starting to cramp up or they get kind of achy. Feet are working really hard, and it happens more often here. Now, there are people that have moved into a trim to fit or a custom footbed, and it's worked for a little while, and then their feet start to ache again. If you live a really sedentary lifestyle, you're not that active. Skiing is kind of crazy. You're out there for a long time balancing on an uneven surface that's slippery with these 6-foot things attached to your feet. And balancing is tough. So if that's the only time you're being active on your feet are probably going to hurt. It's not anything wrong necessarily with your boots. You've done footbeds, maybe you've done all the right things. You just need to be more active in general. Sorry, a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Now, if you have a pair of ski boots and you're in a stock pair of footbeds and you feel like you have some pressure points that you might want to have some stuff punched out, ground down, a little bit of liner work, before you do some of that work, it honestly might be resolved if you get a footbed. And this will help but a custom footbed is the best option. If you really want a great fit, 360, something that fits like a glove, keeping you secure, again, custom is the way. I know I sound like a broken record, but every single one of us here at the Ski Monster uses these. Basically, everyone you know at a ski shop that fits boots has a pair of custom footbeds. And the reason we do is because it keeps us more balanced, in a ready position, feet get less fatigued, and it feels more precise when we're out there. Now, to sum up, getting out of a stock footbed is a great idea. You don't have to, but you're going to see comfort and performance improvement if you do. It's going to be a big improvement going to here. Just make sure you get the correct arch height. It's not pushing up too much. But if you really want your boots to feel amazing, be more comfortable, have more performance, going with a custom footbed is the answer, and you're probably gonna need less work done on your boots, and you're truly gonna be happy when you're out there. Any questions, give us a call, shoot an email, or book an appointment with us here in Boston.